Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on the pop-up page for the 6x6 mini album that I'm creating for the December Daily 2022. But obviously this album can be used for any theme, but I'm creating a Christmas album, but you could use it for anything other than Christmas. So I've already put together the base pages and some of the other pages. So this is one of the most basic base pages where I have not really added anything yet. And you can check out this channel to find the process video of how I put all my other pages together for this album. This album is based on cut files that I made in the Silhouette Studio, and almost all files that I'm using for this album are freebies that you can collect in a series of parts on my blog, MistyHilltops.com. So I'm going to be working with this pop-up card. Well, it's not a card, it's for a page. And if you use the cut file that you find as a freebie, then you can see there are three full cut lines and then a number of fold lines. So it's important that you do the fold lines in exactly the correct order for this to work the way it's supposed to. So this line here, this fold line, and I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, is for the center of the page. So this is because this is for an album, it's not a pop-up card, so this is basically the middle of the page. But I don't want to just fold the whole thing over because some of the folds go the other way, and so I'm just bending it already a little bit. And the same goes here because it just opens like a book because it's a book page, right? Then, so this one we fold backward, okay? This one we fold backward, and then automatically this folds like a step, okay? You can fold it this way, and then you fold, I guess this one you fold inward as well, same as the middle one, okay? And then again, this one you fold like a step, fold it outward, okay? So this is the first part of the pop-up card. And then for this part, it goes the other way, okay? There's no fold on this side, but this fold, whereas this one creates a step, this one, the bigger part, the 2x2, this is for 2x2 photos or papers, this one folds up. Then this one folds the opposite from the other fold, okay? And then again, this one folds up, like so. And here you have your pop-up card that folds like this. So I make sure that just for the first time, so the folding part is the important part with this. And I make sure that the folds, I guess I could use my bone folder because this will be the back side of the page, so it doesn't, I don't really like to use my bone folder for things that will be visible on the page because it does leave markings on my cardstock, but this will be glued down, okay? So this is the page, and then it will open up like so, right? And you have this beautiful pop-up. The first couple of times it will still go a number of different ways, but I can show you. I have here my autumn album, and there's the pop-up page. So if you open it up here, it just opens up nicely and closes exactly the way I want it. So this book has been sitting this way for a while though, so it's easy that way. But with the fresh folds, they might still want to go the other way, so you have to be conscious of that in the beginning. And then I take my base page for my album, and obviously you can decide wherever you want to put it. So I'm putting it down here, and it's a little tricky. The gluing down of this is a little tricky because basically later this page will not open up flat if you don't want to lose, basically, like it can open up flat, but then you lose the pop effect, obviously, right? So if you want to keep the pop effect, then you have to just open this page a little, but it'll do this naturally actually. And again, if you really care to see the photos and everything flat, you can flatten out the page. So how the gluing works is like this. So obviously here I didn't make it wide enough because it depends on where in your book you want to put it and all that. So, and you can cover this up with a strip of paper and there will be no edge visible later on. But what you want to pay attention to when you glue this down is that you glue this fold line here to the center where there's the fold line on your page, okay? And so I'm starting with just a part of the album and like with just a part, one side of the page. I'm not starting with, I'm not putting glue down everywhere. I'm starting with one side and then I can put glue down on the other side once I glue this down. So here, here, I'm hoping I'm on screen. I'm not off screen too much. It's difficult to tell sometimes. So I'm making sure I'm putting enough. I'm making sure also I'm not putting any glue on this part because that's the pop-up part, but this part can have glue, I think. And we'll see. So this is ready, and really it doesn't matter which way you want to put this. I usually have it this way though. So I start with this page, and again, this is exactly the size of your page for the album, for the base pages, and so I can just line it up flush with the edge that is here, and then obviously I try to line it up with the fold line here. However, I will close this book, and so that actually removes it a little from, you see, it removes it a little from the fold line. And so this is where this part gets a little tricky, quite honestly, because actually this may have to be all the way, but I'm not sure if I can still move it. Doesn't really matter. I can just glue it down, close it, and then that's how it's glued down. So now that I've glued this down, this part of the page, and I make sure that especially here toward the middle, it is well pressed down. Now I can go ahead and apply glue to this side. And oh, I don't want the glue on my paper. It doesn't really matter because it will be covered with pattern papers. Just simple paper strips that you can measure. Again, I'm not putting any glue on this part, but I'm putting glue on this part that doesn't have the double fold here. You can see the double fold. This one has no double fold. Okay, this album comes in 3 signatures. Obviously, if you make your own album, you could choose to have only 1 or 2 signatures, because 3 signatures has room for a ton of photos. And now what I'm considering to do is just to fold this page over and then stick it down that way. And once I'm assured that this is dry, then I will open it up again. Okay, so this worked. Okay, so here you have your pop, and you can put strips of paper here, you can put strips of paper here, and obviously 2 large strips of paper here. And especially when your book is new, you want to make sure that it folds the right way as you close the book, because it will always want to just fall open naturally the way it feels, and that could be different. But if you keep paying attention to how you close the page, how you open the page, then it will get used to those folds, and then it will naturally just fold in the way that you want. See, right now it wants to bend backward, so I pull it up and make sure it closes this way. And once your book has rested a while in this position, it will just naturally fold right back into this position. Okay, but this is where your so you see there's a tiny little gap, but that's natural. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm more concerned that the edges are sticking down, and they should stick down fine and will be covered. This edge will be covered with pattern papers. So this is the pop-up page, and I hope you find this useful. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to check the other videos about how I make this album, and thanks for watching. Bye.